All right, so back to my motion. So apart from our webinar today, we have actually been doing some activities with the pupils among these five schools in the past 2 weeks until now. So actually we have had a variety of activities for the kids. So we have had email exchange, Padlet writing, students webinar, and also cultural exchange that we had recently concluded on last Saturday. So for our webinar today, we will have five amazing presentations from five different schools that will showcase and explain about what they have been doing in schools in regards to English program. As we all know, English has been emphasized a lot by Ministry of Education by implementing a lot of activities in order to improve students' ability in English language. For example, that we have recently remedial instruction plan, HIP, and many more. So we are already curious to learn and know more about how these schools translate this aspiration into practice. So our agenda today will be divided into three parts. The first part will be a school presentation, followed by question and answers session, and finally will be the conclusion. If I'm going too fast, please let me know, okay? So I hope everyone is ready with pens and pencils to jot down important notes and ideas that can be emulated in your respective schools, because there will be a lot of ideas to be sharing today. So therefore, lining up for our panelists today are five amazing and experienced teachers who have had years of teaching experiences in the bag. Allow me to introduce these five esteemed panelists first. From the greenery of Sekinchan Paddy Fields, representing SK Parit Sembilan is Mr. Saifulizan bin Salahuddin, the respected headmaster of SK Parit Sembilan, which is the anchor school for this year's VHOP. Hello and good afternoon, Mr. Saifulizan. How are you today?
Yeah, thank you. I'm fine.
All right. So for everyone's new information, Mr. Saifulizan has been has been in teaching field for more than 23 years and has served in five different schools. He had received his teaching credentials in Bahasa Melayu and Kajian Tempatan from Maktab Perguruan Batu Pahat and Open University Malaysia. Up next, all the way from the sunny yet monsoony East Coast, representing SK Suribandi is Madam Junaida binti Hassan, the Senior Assistant Teacher of Student Affairs. Hello and good afternoon, Madam Junaida.
Good afternoon, Mr. Arshad. Thank
We are
you.
excited to have you today. So, Madam Junaida has been teaching for more than 25 years. She first received her teaching credentials in science education from Maktab Perguruan Batu Rakit and then continued to upskill herself at Open University Malaysia. Since then, she has served in three different schools. All right, so taking the spirit of Rentap and Hornbill, speaking on behalf of SHK Nangamalong, Sarawak, is Mr. Valentine Deli, the Senior Assistant Teacher of Core Curriculum. Hello and good afternoon, Mr. Valentine. How are you today?
Hello, Mr. Arshad. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hope the weather in your place is okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Valentine has been teaching in teaching service for almost 8 years. He had received his teaching credentials in TESOL for primary education from Institute of Teacher Education, Perlis campus, and then later pursued his master in education at Asia University. He has thus far been in two schools, including the current one, SK Nangamalo. Being at the border of Selangor and Perak, SK Bagan Turap Selangor is represented by Ms. Zarina binti Mohsin, the head of English panel of SK Bagan Turap. Hello and good afternoon, Ms. Zarina.
Hi, Mr. Asha. Good afternoon. So,
I hope you are doing okay for today's presentation.
inshallah.
All right, so we're excited to hear from you. So Ms. Zarina started teaching 28 years ago, right after receiving her teaching credentials in English education at Maktab Perguruan Temenggung Ibrahim. Over the course of 28 years, she has taught at four different schools, including the current school, SK Bagantira. And last but not least, from the land full of historical relics, SGK Sipuchoi Taiping Perak is represented by Miss Ng Jening. Hello, good afternoon, Miss Ng.
Hi, good afternoon.
All right, so we're excited to hear from Miss Ng after this. So Miss Ng has been in teaching service for almost 2 years. She had received her teaching credentials from Institute of Teacher Education, International Language Campus, and SGK Sipochoy is her first school. All right, so we have already come to know about all the panelists for today. So let's not waste any more time and keep the panelists even more nervous. But before that, I would like to remind all presenters to keep your presentation within the time limit and to always turn on your camera while presenting. Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Saifulizan, the headmaster of SK Parit Sembilan, to present his school's best practices. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Because my camera cannot, my laptop cannot use my camera lah. I use my handset for a while.
It's okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I use. Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you again. To Muhammad Shafiq, isn't it? And thank you for all participants today. Today I will talk about best practice Hip Nilam book pack from Sekolah Kebangsaan Parit Sembilan. I try my best to speak English. If I cannot speak English, I can speak BM also lah. Okay. The objective from this activity is to increase people's interest on reading. The second objective is to increase English language proficiency. Okay. Why we choose Nilam book pack? First of all, people do not understand the content of their reading material. Second, people do not have access to reading material. And the third one, people do not have internet access. Seperti pengetahuan all teachers lah, we are in the paddy field, so quite a village. The internet is not proper, so 90% do not have internet access. Everybody is go to the internet desa. That's why we choose book pack. Nilam book pack is our program to success our English. Okay, the fourth one is lack of support from parents. This is because our background is pesawah. So I think the parents did not support English program because in Malay village, the Malay BM is important than the BI. So we choose Nilam book pack, so the student also can get book from school and bring it to home. That's why we choose lah. Okay, I hope everyone understand. Okay, about Hit Nilam book pack, the first focus on level 2 class is year 4, 5 and 6. The three main activities for the people is activities. Distribution of Nilam book pack according to the schedule, the jadual. Second, recording data session at computer lab of SK Parit 9. The third one is my new vocab booklet. These three activities we done in our school to get the record lah. What the outcomes about our program? The first one is Nilam book pack help to increase pupils' interest on reading at school and at home. The second one, able to overcome the problem to access internet and digital book. The third one, increase the data record for Nilam. And the fourth is increase pupils' vocabularies. This is the analysis of the total books read by the pupil in 2022. You see, in June, BM is more than BI, is 145, and BI is only 64. Total of these two is 210, but we can see that BI is 64 only. July, BM also 200, BI is 100. The total is still 100. August, 210, BI 140, total 350. September 266, BI 200 and total is 466. So we look at this data. Bahasa English as increase in reading. Percent increase is more. In July 200, BM July 200 to August is 200 to 210. But Bahasa English from 100 to 140. That means BI also have increased 30 book. But BM only 10. I hope everybody understand lah this data. Okay. This analysis of total book read by their pupils. Okay, for maju bahan digital 8, 5 maju 22, 6 maju none. That means the internet is not quite good in maybe in their home, so they only used in school. Bahan bukan buku 28, 109, 35, fiction 430, 5 maju 497, 6 maju 217 and Namusa 209. Bukan fiction 100, 662, 126 and Namusa 3 ya. Di 2022 lah. This is I hope everybody can see this data. This is the picture Nilam book pack activity. This is the picture. Everybody can see how we get the book. This buku bakal dihapuskan, pemilihan buku dan pengasingan. So we don't use a lot of money lah. We use the book that kena lupus. Jadi we will choose the best one and we give to the children with packing it, and the children can go can bring the book to home. This is the data recording system section we use in at lab. This is a booklet activity, which new vocab. Every student we write down the new vocab that they have when they read the books. Because in English, vocab is the important thing lah. Then we can talk English. Okay, I hope everybody can understand what I present. Maybe about English, my broken English. At least I hope everybody can understand lah. If any question, maybe I can you can ask me, or I pass to my teacher, Puan Mimi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saifulizan, for such a wonderful sharing just now on Bookpack. I think the idea of Bookpack is simply amazing because it's like you continue on the literacy bridge from school to home, and we're gonna have to face the reality that now storybooks are very expensive. So by refurbishing the old storybooks that will be almost written off to be reused to the students is kind of like amazing thing. So they have what we call that the materials that they can read at home in this book pack, because for those who are coming from the underprivileged families, right, so they could not afford they could not find like suitable materials that can be used at home for simple literacy such as reading. So by providing this kind of like book pack, I think a very amazing ideas that the school has done. All right,
Okay,
so
thank you.
all right, thank you, Mr. Saifulizan.
Okay.
So on to our next presentation. We would like to welcome Madam Junaida, the Senior Assistant of Student Affairs from SK Seribandi, to present her school's best practices. Please welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Arshad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening. I bid to the headmasters, officials, teachers, and all audience. Thank you for giving me the chance to present for my school. I am Junaida binti Hassan, IKM of SK Seribandi, Kemaman, Terengganu. It is a great honor to meet everyone today. So today I'm going to present the best practice for English activities at SK Seribandi. Next. Today I would like to stress on two interesting activities that we are still doing in school. First is Sinar Pagi, breakfast with English. Second is Bantu Baca, reading rescue for plant and RI. For everyone information, we are actually very lucky to be chosen as the first batch for both program plant and remedial instruction in Terengganu. Next. Now, let's take a look at Sinar Pagi, breakfast with English. Our aim for this activity is to motivate and encourage students to learn and use English through fun ways every week. Next. Before that, the problem in our school is that students are afraid to speak or join activities in English because They say that English is hard to learn and understand. Next. Our complementation process is very easy. In the meeting, we have decided to choose Wednesday for English Day. So, every Wednesday morning will be breakfast with English program. All English teachers will take turn to handle the program every week. Their topics are related to what they learn. To make sure the program is successful, we will try to get more students get to handle the program instead of the teachers. Let's watch a short videos of our breakfast with English. Okay. Our second program is reading request. Is reading rescue. For this, our objective is to improve low performance students in their reading literacy. It is to move them from TP2 to better tahap penguasaan. The problem that we face is that students are struggling to recognize letters, sounds, and read in English. When they don't have these skills, they cannot read or write in English. So, our focus group for this program is low performance students in plant and RI. The focus of our program is on phonics, awareness, and repeated reading to build their basic literacy. To do that, we chose a simple phonics module. The program runs twice a week on Wednesday and Thursday for 30 minutes after school hours. Each teacher will guide at least 2 to 3 students. Yes. To check their progress, a tracking form is used to track students' progress from time to time. This is also to identify the phonemes that the students have a hard time to process. The program is still running, so there is yet to be a final result. Now, everyone, let's watch a short video on reading rescue. Enjoy. Before we end, a special thanks to all teachers of SK Sribandi for their cooperation and hard work in doing this program. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Junaida, for a very insightful presentation just now. Not just one activity, but two programs we shared today. So I believe you all get more ideas on what to do after this. All right. So I'm really attracted to the ideas of like breakfast with English and also reading skill because I feel like I know the environment of SQ Surabaya, which is like in the plantation area. So there is not much of an English speaking environment that can help them to motivate them to use or learn English outside of the school itself. So that's why it's important that we, that the school create an environment for the students to at least be motivated to use and get some connections with English language. So for the what we call that reading rescue, I believe that because the point of um, finishing primary school is for the students to at least master the basic skills in literacy and numeracy. So this effort is actually aligned with that aspiration so that the students are at least be able to read simple kind of like text by the end of this primary school and not just what we call that sending them to secondary school without having much knowledge or basic literacy on languages like how to read or how to write. So those are very amazing. Thank you very much again, Madam Junaida, for sharing the two activities just now. All right, everyone, your audience. So next, please welcome Mr. Valentine, Senior Assistant of Senior Assistant Teacher of Co-Curriculum from SK Nangamalong to present his school best practices.
Okay, hello. Can you guys listen?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm presenting. All right. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, and thank you to Mr. Arshad for inviting me to share the English activities in my school. Before that, I would like to good afternoon to the headmasters, the senior assistants, teachers, and everyone here. I'm so happy to share the English activities that I have done, that we have done in our school for the past few years, and I have chosen few, okay, to be presented here. Okay, the first one is I am Mr. Valentine Lee. I am a teacher from SK Nagamalong. Okay, so this is a little bit about my school background. My school is SKMB, Sekolah Korang Murid Grade B, as we doesn't have hostel, and our school is considered as rural. We have currently have 11 teachers with 40 students. So lately my school HIP level of immersiveness is in band 3. So you can see the picture of my school here in the slide. Okay, next I would like to present my school HIP activity. The first one is 10 minutes morning reading. Okay, the objective for this is to introduce pupils with English learning materials, to start their day by reading English books, and to instill the love towards English language. Okay, the implementation is pupils gather in their class twice a week in the morning before starting their class to read English reading materials such as storybooks, magazines, and more. Okay, because we know in the morning, if we don't give the kids activities to do, they will just run around and play with their friends. So this is one of the initiative given by my panitia Bahasa Inggris. So alongside with another panitia, so every morning they have like different panitia has different programs. So for English, we do it twice a week. Okay, and then the pupils are being monitored by prefects, the school prefects, to ensure the reading program runs smoothly. For example, for the year one students, they need to be monitored by the prefects. Okay, so this is the 10 minutes morning reading. It's actually very helpful because the kids nowadays, they really seldom read if we don't ask them to read. So this is one of the ways so that they start their morning with reading, and other useful activities. Okay, here are the pictures. These are taken when they are in their own classroom in the morning before the class started. Okay, this is done like twice a week, or we change it to like few times a week according to the panitia's decision. Okay, and then the second activity is introduction to Scrabble workshop, collaboration with another schools. Okay, so my pupils also in my school, they are not really used to English language, as the English language is like the third or fourth language they use, apart from the mother tongue, Iban, Bahasa Melayu, Chinese, and all. And English is like the second and third choice, and seldom use English. So one of the ways that we have think of is by implementing something fun so that they do it without force. They can enjoy doing it. So I have an idea to introduce them to play Scrabble. And one of the advantage of knowing Scrabble is that Scrabble is also has the competition being carried out in co-academic. So indirectly, it will help with the school participation with the co-academic activities. Okay, before this, my school students are not really used to Scrabble. So our panitia has carried out this to expose them to the games. Okay, the objective is to introduce the pupils on how to play Scrabble. It is also to introduce pupils with English language games, to instill the love towards English language, and to build confidence among pupils to interact with other schools' pupils. Okay, the school that we have collaborated with in this workshop is a school from a pedalaman area. So we invited them here so that we are together learning the new things. Okay, when they are together, they tend to learn each other's, to understand each other's, and to build confidence to interact with the other school pupils. Okay, the implementation is that we invited the Scrabble district technical officer to give talks on how to play the Scrabble and to carry on the workshop with them. This the activity we have done last year. Okay, and then the pupils play with their friends during the workshop. Okay, and the result is that both of our schools that participated has sent in representative to join the competition in district level, which is like the first participation from the schools that attended this workshop. Okay, so as we can see, they have built the confidence to go against another school in the district, so which is quite a big accomplishment for us in the small school. So these are the pictures from the Scrabble workshop. And last but not least, the English activity, the best practice that I want to tell about is actually not yet done. It is actually still in planning progress, but we have already confirmed since the activity needs to be carried out with another NGO. Okay, the activity is a one-stop center for knowledge and healthcare organized by Panitia Bahasa Inggris, SK Malong, and Leo Lions Club of Ipoh Etis. So actually, the Leo Lions Club of Ipoh Etis member is a friend of mine, which is now working as a doctor in Sarike, which is like 1 hour drive to my school. So he and me um, think about to carry out an activity, okay, for this both for English and healthcare. Okay, so the program implementation is to be carried on around January 2024. Currently, we are still in the planning progress and the meetings are going on. Okay, the programs planned are mini sports day, English reading corner, and free health literacy assessment for the Longhouse community. Okay, for this one, we try to invite the Longhouse community and the housing area nearby our school to together participate in the program. It's like one of the outreach program in HIP. Okay, the program objective is to engage the school and communities to live a healthy lifestyle through sports. It is also to provide proper platform for English language learning materials in the school, to provide free health assessment for the community with the help of the medical unit from Sarike, and is also to improve pupils' understanding of basic health knowledge. So I hope that we really hope that this program will be implemented smoothly, as we have like 3 more months to carry this out. So it's like the first big program that our school will carry on, uh, collaborated with NGO, especially from the Peninsula Malaysia. I think that's all for me. I have learned a lot from this program. Thank you for inviting our school here, Mr. Arshad, and another school. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Valentine, for an interesting sharing just now. I feel that, so much things going on. But one general theme that I can see from the sharing of Mr. Valentine just now is talking about sharing the expertise with the communities, with the nearest communities. For example, like Mr. Valentine is doing the what we call the Scrabble workshop with the other schools in the community, and coming soon doing the outreach program with the longhouses community nearby the school. So that is like a great engagement between the school and the community, so that what we call that the rapport can be much better and improve, right? And most importantly is the sharing of the expertise that we want to make sure that our kids are getting the best that they can. All right, now we would like to invite. So you have already watched and listened to three presentation. We will continue with the fourth presentation for today. We would like to invite Ms. Zarina, Head of English Panel of SK Bagan Chop, to share with us the school's best practice. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, so sorry, no PowerPoint to share. Just uh, listening and speaking only. All right. So sorry for that. Okay. Just want to share to you that my school only has two options, me and Mr. Ajrul. And then for your information, we have Asrama Desa. Unfortunately, my English teacher, Mr. AJ, is become the warden. So you see, when we want to do a program that's more of what we say, uh, dividing of works. So most of all, mostly is I have to do the work lah, because Mr. AJ with as a warden. But never mind, I share with you two simple. For me, it's simple, but for me, although it's simple, it's a best practice have been done in my school. Okay, one of it is conduct English during assembly every Monday. So this objective is one to focusing on listening and speaking of the students, two to build self-confidence to the student to speak in audience. All right, and then three not less is to uh, build their communication, pronounce communication correctly. Okay, this conduct by the prefect, of course. They're doing the speech, conducting the greeting speech, introducing the teachers who will be coming to give the speech, and then and closing they give the instruction. For example, stand at ease, be ready, sing loudly, and everything. Even though it is simple instruction, but it need practice actually. And then for me, practice makes perfect. So every week when they practice, the pronunciation become better. All right. Okay, and then my second best practice for me, if Sri Bandi got Sinar Pagi, my school got Sinar Fajar. Okay, whereby the English panel got his it's on Tuesday. We do it on every Tuesday. Okay, here we are focusing on listening and speaking also. Because for me, these kids in this school, they need be focusing on listening and speaking and communication because they're very shy to speak, even though in the class. So every morning, 7:20, we got gathering in the hall, the Sarjana hall, and then we aim like for this week, uh, we learn a simple instruction in the classroom. uh, we can see that tendency the student will want to go outside. Teacher, toilet. It's wrong use of English, right? So we have to correct them. Say, teacher, may I go to the toilet, please? In a manner, in a good manner. So when we teach them, uh, by in the long term, after drill on that, so they will understand and they use that correctly. Okay. So for example, during the activity, okay, if someone gives you something, what you have to ask, what you have to answer, what answer do you have to give? So, thank you, who? Thank you, teacher, like that. So it's drilling calm. Okay, when the drilling comes, next week we learn a new thing, but we ask the previous lesson what we have learned. Okay, more to communicative. All right, so to build up their confidence to speak, especially level two, your four, five, and six. One, two, and three, I know, I understand. Sometimes they don't want bother to speak and utter the sentences. But four, five, and six, for me, they have to like to know the correct way how to answer and reply the questions. So if you ask, how are you today? So various answer can be given, not just I'm fine. So I'm okay. Other than that. So I think we can do this. We doing this during the Sinar Fajar activity. All right. I think that's all for sharing from me from Escape Bagan Trap. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Zarina, for such a sweet sharing just now. I feel that it's like a common phenomenon across the school in Malaysia that whenever pupils wanted to go out to ask permission to go to the toilet, they'll be like, teacher, toilet. And I love replying saying that I'm not a toilet. Okay, so we have got to make sure that they know the correct forms and in the correct manner on how to ask for permission to go out. All right, it's not that we're trying to make them aware of the grammatical parts, it's just that you have got to know the correct phrase to use so that you can carry on and know the correct way to interact with people. All right, so that part of Mizarina talking about communicative skill is very important because when we say something simple as in like asking for how are you, many are saying a very generic answers like I'm fine, thank you. There are many ways to say that, and not many students are aware of that. And sometimes as simple as great would suffice enough to answer to the how are you question. So a very sweet and precise presentation from Ms. Zarina. Thank you very much, Ms. Zarina, again. All right. So we have come to the final presentation for today. So last but not least, we have come to the final sharing for today. Please welcome Miss Ng Jaying to share her school's best practice. Please welcome.
Okay. Sorry, wait a minute. I'm finding the share screen. Oh, thanks. All right. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jining from Pui Chai Kamunting. Okay, today I would like to share some activities that I've carried out in school. Okay, next. All right. First one is activities that I've carried out during English Day. Next. Okay, first activity is what color am I? So in this activity, different color words are pasted on a manila card, and those color words and its colors are different. So pupils that can say out 12 colors correctly within 30 seconds will be considered winner. Example, if you can see in the manila card, we are using black or green. We are writing green but using purple or pink color ink. So the pupils have to say green instead of the color itself. So actually, it is not a difficult game, but it is quite challenging. And actually, it suits all proficiency level. So I think it is a quite a fun game that can be carried out. Okay, next. All right, this one is a puzzle activity. Okay, this activity is meant for year 4 to year 6 pupils. In this activity, pupils are divided into few groups. From my experience, I think that the group shouldn't be too big. I think maximum 4 to 5 pupils. Then teacher will use the random generator, pick a theme for the students such as occupation, food, and classroom objects. All these they have learned in their Get Smart, their textbooks. Okay, after they got their theme, like occupation, plants, or clothes, they are required to brainstorm and write down words that are related to their theme. For instance, if they receive occupation theme, they have to write down doctor, teacher, or anything in a mind map form. And they even can decorate their mind map too. It all depends on their creativity. And in this activity, everyone must participate. There is no passenger. Okay. After this, they are required to cut the A4 paper into a few pieces so that it becomes a puzzle, because this is a puzzle activity. They will put these pieces into an envelope. Then teacher will collect and randomly distribute their envelope as long as they are not getting back theirs. So they are getting other groups puzzle. Okay, after they got their envelope, they are going to glue it back on a piece of white paper. Then each pupil is required to write one or more than one sentences based on words they found in the puzzle they glue. So if the student is low proficiency, maybe one sentence is enough. But if for high proficiency, they can even write one paragraph. It's all depends on them. Okay, so this activity is quite good because it suits pupils with different proficiency level. Because like what I mentioned just now, high proficiency one, they can make paragraphs or longer sentences, while the weaker one can make short sentences. For example, if they see the word sunflower, they can write I like sunflower. Maybe for TP1, TP2, they are very hard to make a sentence, so they can just write a very simple one, I like sunflower. Or if it's people better, they have better English, then they can write I like sunflower because it's pretty. Okay, for example. Then next, this also can evoke their creativity because they are encouraged to design their mind map. So in this picture, you can see it's quite colorful and it's quite nice. All right. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, so for the classroom activities, okay, the first activity that I recommended is project-based learning. This one is in year 4, unit 5, food. All right, pupils are instructed to bring their ingredients one day prior their sandwich day, because this one I let them make their own sandwich in class. Although it's quite a bit messy, like will be dirty in the class, but it's okay. I will, because I call them to bring the tissue paper or wet tissue to wipe their tables. Okay, so for this activity, I give them around 20 to 25 minutes to make their sandwich and 10 minutes for cleaning up. Normally, I will carry out this if during 1 hour lesson. So after cleaning, they have to take turn present their sandwich in groups. Okay, I also will provide them some guidelines to assist them in their presentation. So they will introduce their ingredients they use first, then they will present the steps in making their sandwich. Okay, in here, they will learn to use sentence connectors such as firstly, secondly, next, beside, lastly. So I think it's a good way to practice their speaking also, the speaking test also. Okay, next. So this is another project-based learning, which is for year 2, the habitat. This one, they have 5 habitat, if not mistaken. So I grouped them into 5 also. These also have to carry out during 1 hour lesson. And I also instruct them to bring the newspaper and cloth. If not, the class will be dirty also. Okay, so after they have done it, of course, because this one is year 2 kid, so it takes a very, very long time to do actually, around 30 to 35, sometimes 40 minutes. So after they present, I will call them to introduce their habitat. For example, this is polar region. Then they will tell their friends what are the animals inside the habitat. Okay, yeah, next. All right, last one will be role play. Okay, so actually sometimes I feel that if lessons are presented by the pupils, it may be more attractive because they're looking their friends or they are in front. So they will like more focus and it's more effective sometimes. So I will encourage them to come in front and role play the text or sentences. Normally I will explain and role play the text first. I will show them first. After that, I will ask for volunteer to role play. And normally in this phase, the high proficiency one will raise up their hands. Okay, but it's okay. After that, before I ended the class, I will encourage the low proficiency ones to role play. After they watch their friends role playing, they will be like more exciting and willing to try. This is from my experience. So normally the weaker ones are also actively participated. And in here, what I want to bring up is nobody will be left out in this kind of activity. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, that's the video. So actually in this video, I will randomly call a pupil to read out the sentences. Another one will act out to show them. Right, then the last one is, oh no, the fly is on your nose. So the pupil will show. And normally this kind of lesson, the pupils are very excited. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Ng, for a very great presentation on best practices from her classroom herself. So I feel like when we talk so much about best practices, right, we always focus on like out of class activities. But this is a great refreshment for all of us that when we say about best practices, there should be more focus on in-class activities, like being shown here by Miss just now, talking about like the games, the colors game, which is like giving an illusion and testing the vocabulary and speaking skill, testing their brain, and the puzzle kind of making. That can also be carried out not just on within that topic, in many topics carry on, many topics onward. So I feel like those in-class activities are very important to make sure that the students are able to get and master the knowledge or skills that we want them to have. Okay, so dear audiences, now that all schools have presented their best practices, now let's continue on to the next phase, which is Q&A session. If you have any queries or questions, you can write them in the chat or turn on your microphone to ask any of the panelists for today.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
I want to know about the project-based learning. The last one, who school? Which school? The last one.
This one is from Miss SJKC Poi Choi.
Okay. I want to know about the project-based learning because the project-based learning is a new one, kan, isn't it? Did every teacher know about the project-based learning?
I guess they know because actually in the textbook there are some suggested activities also.
Oh, okay. Because I think university is now teach teacher about the project-based learning lah, how to teach student.
Oh, okay.
The new one lah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Saifulizan, for the question just now. I feel like for the project-based learning, right? It's like everyone has the idea about project-based learning, but some take the next step and the courage to implement it because sometimes it requires a certain effort and certain what we call that preparation that we have to do in order to carry out the project-based learning. But it's very interesting, so I feel like can start very simple first, then we go to the complex, more project-based learning. All right. Do we have any more questions? Are there any more questions? Yeah, hello.
Hi. I would like to ask question to SK Paris Milan
Okay.
regarding to the book backpack. I would like to know as Allah. Allah. I'm sorry. Working from home never become an easy one. I'm sorry. Okay. Regarding to book backpack, are the books taken from the school library? Are they old books? And when the student bring home the book, do they keep SDRs or they have to send back to school? Thank you.
Okay, I think Mimi, can you help me for this question?
Yeah, sure. Okay, for the Nila book pack, I think most of the book, 90% of the book, we take from the libraries. We are using the old books, all the books that kita dah nak lupuskan all the books, and then we choose books yang still okay because all the contents are still the same, kan? The story, all the grammar, okay? It's not it's not changing at all. So we take all the books and then we put it in a pack, some like file something in a pack. That's why we call it Nilam book pack. Okay, and then we give it to the students, and of course we take back the books after they finish their reading, and then they come to school, record their reading in the system for their Nilam, and then we collect back the Nilam book pack and then we change, okay, give to their friends, and then they can have a new backpack for their next readings. I think, did I answer your question, teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
also
Thank you.
just I also
Hi.
curious one more thing, like Madam Mimi, when it comes to giving distributing the book bag, right? How do you guys ensure that the students are responsible in taking care of the book bag?
Um,
Because we are sometimes afraid that the book might get lost or it get like torn apart. So how is your team making sure that the book is like well taken care of and then sent back in good peace?
some of the books, of course, we do have risk by giving them to bring back all the books to their home, right? Okay, but because we put the books in files, so I think maybe in a file we have around, I'm not sure, about 5 books. So when they return their book, so they have to make sure that we get 5 books in total, something like that.
Okay, so how long is like the duration that you give them to take the book home? Like,
Normally they will bring all the book during weekend.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once they finished up their own book pack, will they swap that for another book pack?
Yes.
Oh, so meaning that the books that are inside one pack will not be changed. It's just the pack is being exchanged among the students.
Yes. We changed the.
Oh, all right. It's such a smart idea. Okay, thank you, Madam Mimi and Tuan Romini, for such a great question just now. All right, questions, everyone? If you have any question, do not be afraid to ask.
I also have a questions.
Okay.
I think this one goes to SK Sri Bandi. Um, the second activity, the reading rescue, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. For the reading rescue, just now I saw that all the teachers involved in the reading rescue activity. So does it mean not only the English teachers, all the teachers like Malay teachers, mathematics teachers? Is it?
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm going to speak on behalf of SKS Reminder, I think, because I was previously in
Yeah,
SKS
start.
Reminder. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question. Yes, that's true. Because we are actually doing this activity under PLAN and also RI. So initially, they started this program for Bahasa Melayu only, but then we figured out since we are calling the students to stay back for 30 minutes after school, why not we do something for English too? So we took the last 2 days of the week, Wednesday and Thursday for English. So every teacher is involved. There is no excuses. There is no exception. All teachers involved, from the administrators down to the guru academic biasa. Everyone involved with the reading rescue. All right. So because the modules are very simple, actually it's been adopted from my reader program. If you are familiar or heard this before, my reader program, and I actually brought this module back from the school that I was before in Selangor. And the modules is like very systematically arranged. And it's very simple, but initially we did give some guidance for the teachers. Like I will be doing a little bit of videos on how to pronounce the sounds and the words, and then bust it to the WhatsApp group to guide the teachers who are not English majors. So by involving everyone, we can cover more students and getting more students to involve in improving their reading ability and whatnot. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much. It's a very good idea because it's involve all the teachers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. And um, uh, I mean, it focuses on the phonics. Only
Yeah,
for.
focus on the phonics first.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Thank you.
All right. But I would say if you were like having more resources, maybe you can continue on with a little bit of basic writing from that phonics. Maybe you can continue on with a little bit of basic writing so that you can kill two birds with one stone. All right. Okay. So any more questions from the floor? Oh, sorry. Somebody says that. Oh my God, my bad. I forgot to let everyone send messages in the chat. Okay, so if you are what we call it hesitant to ask the questions in audio, maybe you can just write the questions in the chat. Okay. All right. Okay. You can ask about just anything for the best practices that we presented today, so that we can get more ideas, ideas sharing for your schools. All right, because that's the purpose of activity today, to generate more ideas that we can do to help our students.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, is not about the presentation. I just have a question. Okay. Normally, I want to ask a question. Is do your school got dyslexia students? And if yes, how do you teach them? Because I'm a bit confused and don't know how to tackle all these students. Because somehow, uh, I don't know how to explain, but it's like a bit hard for me to teach, and because even letters they cannot spell correctly, and everything is upside down, and this pupil is already year 4. So any ideas? Thanks.
So these pupils, like, you know, are being checked by the doctors.
The parents say yes,
Mm.
then we ask them, do you refer to, because she says the doctor says no problem. Then we ask, are you referring 3 doctor? She say yes, but when we ask her for the letter, then there's no letter. So I guess,
Mm,
yeah.
I guess it will be the other way around, right?
Mm.
All right. I think because my school doesn't have any PPKI or like special education classroom. Maybe Ms. Zarina would like to answer this question. Ms. Zarina, how to deal with the dyslexic student?
Okay, all right. So actually, when we have this problem, we refer this to group pemulihan first, and then they'll go to check to the doctor, and then when we confirm it, then they will send to the PPKI. So I got a problem also with these year 3 students, whereby they cannot identify, as Jean said, right? Uh, you use the E, and then the E will be background at the back and everything like that. So we cannot have it because, like me as a teacher, we don't have the ability and the capability to teach them. So like it or not, if we just because in our Pradana class as a whole, like my school, right, the year 3 is 29 students, right? We cannot focusing with that little boy only because we have to refer to all, right? This kid needs really, really uh, good attention, or really teacher's attention to help him or help her. So in my school, luckily we have the PPKI, but they have to go to the doctor first, and the doctor, if the doctor agreed, and then they will be sent to the PPKI. But as the time being, when he is in the Pradana, we just to accept what he write lah. Cannot control lah. Like me, I don't like we do the activity. I just pay attention to him to just write like spell bad, BED, focusing in one word, not in the lesson lah, out of the lesson.
All right, got it.
Got it or
Because
not?
actually, this student, I mean, even the PKs have talked to this student's parents since year 1, and now she's in year 4. But I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the
uh,
problem. If
maybe
the
parents
parents
want to
didn't
admit
agree
to.
to send, that's the problem. It will coming up to the 4 and 5 like that. So we're there with it.
I
But
feel like
really, pity for them, pity for that student.
Yes, they learn
Ah,
nothing actually
when they
because
go
they
to
don't
PPKI, they
understand.
learn better. I think they will, because the syllabus is more or less the standard from the Perdana class. Pity for the student lah.
I feel like maybe you can have like a separate kind of like activity for these dyslexic students. Um,
I
right.
agree with you. For
Yeah.
example, if you are year 3, you give a year 1 activity.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
mm,
Because I read somewhere saying that if you have like dyslexic students, right, when you want them to write something, you need to associate the letters with something, with things. Okay, then it can come to their minds that, oh, this is how it looks like. So maybe you have to prepare like a separate kind of like activity for these students. That will be like the most, I feel like the practical suggestion that I can give for today.
I agree with you, but if the rate of the students only 16 and 10, that could be done.
Yeah,
If
that's true.
the number of students like 29, it will
That's
come
too
to
much.
class
Mm-mm.
control. It's quite, it's pro and con. There's
Yeah.
positive, there's negative one. But I agree with that suggestion. Like, if
The first one, we must have a support from parents lah. Yeah. So I think if this PPKI school near your school lah.
my school, SK Banyan Trap,
So that
J-
this dia
Jenny,
apa? Ah.
Jenny,
Ni,
does your school have a PPKI classroom, or is there any PPKI school
You
nearby
mean
to you?
you mean pemulihan class, is it?
Not
no
pemulihan
no no
class,
PPKI. No.
PPKI, PPKI in school. In
What's that actually?
pendidikan khas,
pendidikan
integrasi,
khas,
Oh,
integrasi.
pendidikan khas.
I think
Ah,
no. I think no. No.
Are there any like SJKC that have the PPKI integrasi nearby to you?
In my daerah, yes.
Okay.
Near or far from your school?
Quite some distance, I guess.
20 kilometer above?
Yeah. Within.
Oh.
Okay, that's too far.
Oh.
Okay.
Because the first one we must I if macam saya lah I apa saya ada student like that lah, but I call the parent. Because behalf on I am a headmasters, I call the parent, I talk slowly, and then the parents know about the PPK, then ready to go. Maknanya apa, bila dah setuju semua, dah bawa dia ke sekolah tersebut, beritahu kemudahannya, dan dia dapat terima lah.
Because I think that these parents don't want to admit it, so she just want her daughter to continue the studies until year 6. But the problem is I don't know how to teach because even simple sentences cannot. So if just like what Arshad mentioned, if I give her year 1 worksheet, how about the year 4 worksheet? Should I give her or no need?
We also don't know if the boys or girls really dyslexia or the symptom lah.
Because even one sentence, she will write different letters, but you can't even read it out. You don't know what she is writing. Then everything she don't have space when writing a sentence, all combined together, like all these symptoms are.
Don't know lah. Only doctor can.
Yes.
Only doctor can apa? Subscribe lah apa dia punya masalah. Sebab
Yes.
dyslexia lain. Banyak
Many kinds of special education.
ya.
Understand.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. So answering to your question just now, right? Do you need to give the year 4 topics and whatnot? Maybe you can find like a matching topic to year 4 with the low level worksheet. Maybe if you are talking about year 4 about food, right? Maybe you are doing it on the text, a long paragraph. Maybe you give to her like word level still, so that at least she can get something from coming to school, right? Okay.
Right, got it. Thanks.
Okay.
I just want to add some more.
Okay.
For the dyslexia student, she or he can read, right? Normally, dyslexia students can read, right? Can she read?
No, for English, not really.
Oh, not really. Okay,
Read also cannot.
but still
Chinese?
for your Siran, you can still because we have all the others here, right? We have the listening and speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat we can, maybe you can focus on the listening and speaking part, because we cannot control on the writing part. So
Yeah.
uh, that's kind of suggestion lah.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Maybe focus on her strength. What can she do, right? Okay.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right. So, do we have any more questions from the audience? Okay. So, I've already sent the link for the attendance form for today. So, dear audiences, we have finally come to the end of our sharing for today. Our utmost appreciation goes to the presenters for the courage and sound
Look at
ideas.
the chat box. One question I've shared.
I'm sorry. Oh, all right. I'm so sorry. Okay, so how, as a teacher, none options to be confident to speak in English? All right. I'm still relatively new. Maybe someone, an experienced teacher like Ms. Zarina, would you like to share like something we need here?
Okay, for me, first of all, don't be shy. Just speak, even though it's broken English. Okay, for first time, maybe others will like English option will like look at like smile and everything, but don't bother. Just speak what you want to speak. Confident must be there. All right. Even though it's a broken English, never mind. We are not native speaker, right? We are English. All right. For me, one is don't be shy, be confident, and interact with your friend in English, even in the staff room. Okay. So when for me, I like they ask in Bahasa. Sometimes I answer in English. Don't say that I'm action, but try to communicate with each other. That will be fun actually. Okay, for the fun start, and then you build your confidence, then you can start to the right track, because you need that English to teach your son, your children, right? I hope that's answer my question.
Yeah, that's true. All right, just speak, just speak. But I feel like one of very useful advice when it comes to like not so confident enough to speak and use English, maybe you can like find uh that one teacher who is like very open minded, like she English teacher who doesn't mind like if you speak broken or good English, doesn't matter. So maybe you can find that person and build your courage from there. All right,
Yeah, it's
and
true.
have a very good support system, because uh, I don't know, sometimes like um you have got to find like the right click that can
But you have to write the right person,
represent. That's
the right
correct.
person, the right community, the right supportive friends that
Yeah,
don't never mind. Like, I want don't just talk. Don't bother. Sometimes I just cannot stand smile. Don't bother the smile thing, right? So just leave it. Just even though as Cik Saiful Nizam said, even though it's broken, don't bother. Just try as best as you can. Practice make perfect.
that's
Okay.
true. That's right.
So your standard of level of speaking become higher and higher with that practice, with that drilling. So
Yeah.
it's just a communication, right? Not you have to write written English, whatever it is. Only spoken English language that we use.
Okay. Or maybe you can start by writing or replying WhatsApp messages in English, so that builds a little bit of confidence.
That's a good one. I tried to my school.
Yeah, okay. So that's simple tips from all of us here. Okay. All right. Okay. From what I read, dyslexic people usually cannot read. They can only read with proper help. And this will take a lot of effort, as we are not the special need teachers and we have other people's there. That's true. For Miss J, just now, I hope that her parents would see things through and accept the fact that their daughters
This
need
kid
help.
actually have masalah pembelajaran actually.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah,
we don't have the capability or the skill to teach the right way. So like it or not, you have to have a slow talk with the parents. persuade them to uh, send her daughter to the nearest PPKI school.
Yeah.
If
So
not,
like what Mr.
working about
Saifulizan said just now lah. I mean like the headmasters, the administrators bring along the parents to go and see the PPKI classroom in the nearby
yeah, yeah,
SJKC so that they can, you know, open their minds that when it comes to special needs student, it's not the end. Okay, there are ways to help them. Yeah, because we pity the students because at the end they will not get anything from 6 years of schooling. So if because year four is not it's not yet too late. There is still hope. All right. Okay. So yeah. All right. Okay. So I feel that we have come to the end of our session for today. So our utmost appreciation goes to the presenters for the courage and the sound ideas, Mr. Saifulizan, Ms. Zarina, Mr. Valentine, Ms. Earn, and also did I miss out anyone's name? I think I mentioned all right. Okay. All right.
I
So our
feel
appreciation
at all.
Our appreciation also goes to all of the audiences for today for spending some time this evening to listen to this sharing. I hope that the ideas that have been shared in this webinar will be useful and thus emulated in your school to help our students improve in English. All right, so again, thank you everyone. Before we end, please remember to fill out the attendance form and the certificates will be sent out within a week. And for one last time, I would like to ask everyone to turn on the camera for our photo session. Okay. All right. Okay, come on, everyone. Please turn on the camera for our photo session. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention also a special expression to Madam Junaida from SK Surabaya for the presentation today. Okay, all right. So I feel like I'm missing someone. Okay, all right. Can I have more students? Even sorry, can I have more everyone to turn on your cameras for today's session? Been used to calling students on online classes. Okay, Cikgu Sharizal. Miss Kartini, would you like to turn on the camera? Cikgu Hassan, Ajrul, Madam Nohayati, Madam Hafida. Okay. All right. If that is all. All right, everyone. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Wait. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and last one. Freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And with that, that's all from me today on all of us from Vhop 4.0. Thank you and have a lovely week, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ran. Thank you for the
Thank you,
sharing.
everybody. See you
Yeah.
next time. Bye
See you guys
bye.
next time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye and have a lovely week,
Bye-bye.
everyone.